So, you want to create your own online course because you've heard about all the amazing benefits like helping more people at once with less effort, scaling your business to 6 figures and beyond, and working from wherever you are in the world. Hi guys, I'm Amy from Rebel Nutrition, and I help nutritionists and health coaches create profitable online businesses. But even if you aren't a nutritionist or a health coach, you're just somebody who wants to create an online course, you're gonna love today's video. At this point, I have 4 different online courses that I have created and sold, and I've helped over 3,000 entrepreneurs start and scale their own online businesses. So I'm really obsessed with online courses, and I can't wait to share with you all of the things that I wish I had known before I created my first online course. Because even though with online courses, I literally started my business and was able to quit my full-time job in less than 9 months, there's still some things that I wish I would have known beforehand. So let's get into it. Okay, the number one thing I wish I would have known before creating an online course is that online courses really take an extreme amount of dedication. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, online courses can take a lot of time and effort to create. And I really hate the word hustle because, of course, if you're creating an online course, you want it to be something that you're really aligned with, but it truly does take dedication to your vision for it to be completed. Because not only is there the course creation piece itself, like the audio, the slides, the video, the private community, and whatever else you're including in your online course, but then there's also the element of staying active on social media, growing your audience at the same time, building an email list, preparing for the launch of your course, which arguably is almost even more important than the course itself because obviously once you're ready to launch it, you want to have an audience to sell it to, right? And I know that all of this can sound really exhausting and daunting, but I promise there is a light at the end of the tunnel, which brings me to number 2. So I wish that I would have known that like 2 to 3 months of dedication and hard work to create an online course would mean years of payoff in the future. I think had I known that as I was creating my course, I could have rested a little bit easier knowing that like I would still be reaping the benefits of that course today. So like I said, it's been about 3 years since I created my first online course, and that 2 to 3 months of dedication to create the course led to me being able to not only quit my full-time job, but then be able to travel and make money pretty much every single day for the past 3 years. And that was without me actively having to really do anything besides just upkeep here and there with the course and staying active with my students inside the private community. So it's for this reason that you guys can tell I'm obviously obsessed with online courses, and I truly think that they are the best business model if you're somebody who wants to work from wherever you are and scale your business. So if you can stay motivated and dedicated to your vision for just a couple months, you can really reap the benefits of your course for years and years and years to come, which is pretty exciting. All right, the third thing that I wish I would have known before creating my first online course was how important it is to know who your students are. So I will save you guys the niche down lecture because you already know that, right? But the even more important thing that you need to know before creating your first online course, even more than niching down, is who is your online course going to be perfect for? And this should be a really specific person. And I'm not just talking about, the surface level stuff like their age and location. I'm talking about the feelings that they are experiencing and what is going through their mind. So the most effective way to figure out who this person is, if you don't already know, is to think about the parallels that you've had with past clients. So don't worry if you haven't ever had clients before, I'm gonna get to that in just a second, but if you have seen one-on-one clients before, what were some of the parallels? What were people commonly saying to you during your sessions? What were they all struggling with? What left you feeling like a broken record when you were giving them advice or protocols? Like, what did you find yourself saying over and over and over again to them? What was painful enough for those people that was keeping them up at night? What were they staying up late Googling the answer to? And what solution did you offer to them? Now, if you haven't had any one-on-one client experience, that's totally okay too. And what I like to do in this scenario is think about yourself and think about yourself a couple years ago before you knew what you know now. So a lot of times we attract people to our businesses that are very similar to us. So if you can put yourself back in the shoes of where you were a couple years ago and think about what was causing you pain and suffering. What were you staying up late and Googling, and what was painful enough for you at the time that you would have paid money to find a solution to? So from this aspect, like, what kind of resource could you then create for your past self? What kind of solution could you offer to your past self that would have made life so much easier, so that you could have avoided the time, the money, the pain, whatever the hassle was that you had to go through? How can you prevent other people from going through that same pain? Again, the most important thing here is to really get back into the mindset and think about what you were feeling during that time, or try and put words to the way that your clients were feeling, because ultimately people really don't buy things based solely on logic. They usually will buy or enroll in your course or program because of the way that you make them feel and the way that you really connect with them on an emotional level. So try and focus on that. And guaranteed, you guys, if you have been through something personally, no matter how specific or niche, or no matter how alone you felt while you were going through that, I guarantee you that if you went through it, then there are hundreds, if not thousands of other people who are also going through it right now. And if you've made it to the other side, you can offer those people a solution. All right, so the next thing I wish I would have known before creating my first online course was how to really bridge the instructor-student language gap. So stay with me here for just a second, especially if you're a nutritionist or health coach, because this is something that I see go wrong all the time. So one of the most difficult things about creating an online course, especially when you are an expert in your topic, is figuring out the language to use to relay that information to your students. Because the way that you talk about and the way that you market your online course really matters, because you have to meet your students where they are and the language that they use, not necessarily the language that you use in your day-to-day life, or the language that you use with other experts or professionals in your field. So let me give you guys a quick example in the nutrition realm, just so you guys can understand where I'm coming from here. So for example, an online course called The Roadmap to Liver and Gallbladder Health versus Detox Your Way Out of PMS. Now, both courses could have the exact same information inside, but most likely if your ideal student is not a nutrition professional, they aren't going to know why it is essential to improve the health of their liver and gallbladder to get out of PMS. Does that make sense? They probably do, however, know that they have PMS, and let's just face it, detox is a sexy word. So knowing how to talk about, market, and teach your online course in language that resonates with your students and not necessarily the language that you use in everyday life is really important. This can truly be the difference, you guys, between like a 5 or 6 figure launch and one that falls flat. Because again, even if your online course is the best, most results-driven course in the entire world, if your student doesn't really resonate with the way that you're positioning it and the way that you're talking about it, and they don't realize that they need it, they're not gonna buy it. All right, so the next thing I really wish I would have known before creating my first online course, and you guys are gonna love this one if you ever struggle with imposter syndrome, and that is that you actually don't need to be an expert before you create an online course. Seriously. So if me saying the word expert is kind of bringing out your inner mean girl, I totally hear you. I've been there before. You are not alone. But I just want to remind you that you truly do not need to be the best in the world at something or the world's #1 expert before you help other people or before you create an online course. So let me give you a couple personal examples. One of the first online courses that I actually created was about adrenal fatigue. Now, am I smarter than like Dr. Josh Axe or Chris Kresser? No, absolutely not. I also created an online course about minimalism and paying off debt. Does that mean that I am more of an expert in that field than Dave Ramsey? Absolutely not. I also created online courses on starting your own online business, but does that mean that I'm more knowledgeable than Marie Forleo or Amie Porterfield? Again, no. But have I achieved results for both myself and my clients in all of these areas? Yes. And do I have an important, unique way of teaching this and sharing this message with other people, as well as a personal spin on how to get people from A to Z and achieve the results that they're looking for? Yes. And most importantly, Am I more of an expert on these topics than the people that I am teaching? Yes. So that's what you want to think about. You do not need to be the world's greatest expert on the topic that you are teaching. You just need to be a few steps ahead of where your audience is and where your ideal students are right now. The bottom line is this: if you have gotten results for yourself, your clients, you are passionate about your topic, and you have an important message that you want to share with the world and reach more people, you truly are enough of an expert to create your own online course. And you playing small and thinking that you're not ready yet is really serving no one. Your future students need you, and they need your message and your course in the way that you uniquely teach it. Okay, so now that I have you guys hopefully really hyped up and ready to create your own online course, I want to tell you about my new free masterclass that I'm teaching that's going to talk all about how to create your own profitable online course. So it doesn't matter if you have a small audience. It doesn't matter if you don't have any certifications or credentials yet. It doesn't matter if you're at the beginning stages of your business. If you have a desire to create an online course and create an authentic online business that you can scale to 6 figures and beyond and help tons of people at once, you're going to absolutely love this training. I'm going to be sharing so much more than I just shared in this video about creating online courses and how to create an online course that actually generates at least $5,000 a month, and how big of an audience you actually need in order to generate that amount of money. So I will link to that masterclass below. Be sure to sign up. I can't wait to see you guys there. And as always, if you loved this video, please hit the red subscribe button and ding the bell next to it so you get notified every time I make a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.